Hello, I'm Liz Lumley of Finextra, and today I'm speaking to Susan Skerritt, Head of Global Transaction Banking for the Americas at Deutsche Bank. So Susan, since the financial crisis, trading activity in the Americas has grown steadily, and this has resulted in a lot of demands from customers for sort of increased service and more sophisticated products. Now, Deutsche Bank seemed to be responding to this by offering customizable products. So I just want to know, what are some of the challenges that offering a customizable product as opposed to a one-size-fits-all solution mean for the bank?
Well, Liz, at Deutsche Bank, we believe that it is extremely important for us to understand the fundamental requirements that our clients have for our services and for the technology that we deliver as part of those services. And as a result of that, when we're working with a client, we make sure that we ask deep questions to truly understand how they're going to make use, what are their key requirements, and how are they going to make use of the products and services and the technology. And what we liken it to is a Lego set, where the individual components of a product represent the Lego pieces. So as we think about what a client needs, we put together the Lego pieces in different ways. So it's not as though we are inventing brand new products and services in a one-size-fits-all, but rather thinking about the component pieces and how they can be put together differently to meet the needs of an individual client.
So you're going to be talking at this year's Sibos in Boston, looking at the evolution of products in the corporate banking space. So, looking at all of these services like cash management and trade finance et al., how will they really sort of shape this space?
Liz, it's a great question because if you think about where we are, we have come out of the credit crisis. I think at last we feel that we've come out of the credit crisis. But there's no question that the relationship between corporate clients and their banking partners has changed. There is an enormous amount of liquidity, although much of it is in the form of cash trapped outside of the home markets of our clients. At the moment, there is clearly reduced volatility in the markets. There's no question that we banks face significantly more regulation in the financial services arena. And I think also there is a real desire on the part of corporations to look internally for sources of liquidity, perhaps feeling that they were too reliant on the capital markets. As a result of that, it is extremely important that banks are working in partnership with their corporate clients and really understanding what their needs are and thinking about how they can effectively respond to those needs, which have a lot to do with optimizing the trade arrangements, the working capital arrangements, the cash management structures that corporations are using. So in some senses, I feel that we're going back to the basics of cash management and trade, but as I commented before, while thinking through very specifically what our clients need and ensuring that we are delivering on those requirements.
So of course, you're head of the Americas, and Sibos is in Boston this year. What do you expect attendees to be talking about?
It's something that we've been thinking a lot about and talking a lot about, not only internally within Deutsche Bank, but also with people from SWIFT. So I think that there are three areas that will be the focus of dialogue this year at Sibos. First, not surprisingly, technology, from two different perspectives. First, technology in terms of cybersecurity. It is absolutely fundamentally important that SWIFT, as well as all financial services organizations, are focused on cybersecurity. And I know SWIFT is, but I do think it will be a topic of great interest to the attendees. The second element of technology is around standardization. So SWIFT has always been the expert at standardizing information and ensuring that they are offering the most appropriate standards. We talked before about the fact that I'm speaking at the corporate forum. I anticipate, and I'm seeing, corporations increasingly asking for that standardization from their banks. And so I think that will also be a real topic of conversation. How do we continue to offer standardization while also offering the kind of differentiation and specialized capabilities that we talked about before? The second area is regulation. There's no question that the financial services industry is facing significantly more regulation and more regulatory scrutiny. So as the regulatory framework continues to evolve, that has to be a topic of conversation, something that all of us are very focused on. And the third area is the renminbi. While we haven't seen significant use of the renminbi here in the US yet, there's no question that there is increased trade with China. There is an increased focus on the renminbi, and we certainly see the growth of the renminbi taking off in other parts of the world. So I believe that that will also be an area of dialogue, and some questions about how will the renminbi begin to take the place of other currencies in terms of cross-border global trade.
Excellent. Susan, thank you very much.
Thank you, Liz.